Hello, my name is Daria, and today I'm presenting you a proposal for an online tutorial for college students. The proposal is titled Improving Your Essays, Creating a Personalized Editing Checklist, which addresses the following problems. So often in college, we find that students do not actively engage with instructors' feedback. They don't really know how exactly they should improve their essays. And instructors often don't have time to give detailed directions for each student in large classes. So to address these problems, the tutorial will improve students' ability to analyze their own writing mistakes and to systematically plan a path towards improvement by creating a checklist that they will use in the future before they submit their essays. The tutorial will have three main tasks. The first task will require students to complete a section of tutorial which explains how writing tasks in college are created, what are the rubrics, what are the most common editing markings that instructors use, and which grammar, argumentation, and style terms instructors use to provide feedback. So they will have to watch a video explaining the approach of this tutorial and the process of improving students' writing systematically. After that, they will work through the materials of the tutorial, which explain how writing tasks in college are created, what are the rubrics, and other important questions. Finally, they will complete a quiz. The quiz will target understanding of the writing process and the process of providing feedback, as well as the most common terms and markings that instructors use. Task number 2 asks students to identify their own personal weak spots. So first, they will have to use their past writing and instructors' feedback to analyze their own writing. This will be done using prompts provided by the tutorial. Then students will complete a quiz on their writing type. This quiz will help students to assess their personal strengths and weaknesses. After that, after the completing of this quiz, the students will be able to have a writing type identified, and they will know how to proceed knowing their writing type, as the tutorial will give them some directions. So the directions will be received through the videos, which will be related to each of the writing types. The students will just have to click on the video that relates to their writing type. Task number 3 asks students to create a plan and develop a checklist in relation to their own personal weak spots. First, they will have to read some instructions on what an effective action plan is and what an editing checklist is. They will be provided some examples and templates. Then they will have to work through materials provided in the tutorial, which direct students towards actionable items for each problem area in their writing. So for example, if a student's problem area is weak thesis, the tutorial will provide a few links and materials for students to learn about strong thesis formulation and provide some actionable items. For example, defend your thesis to a friend and check whether it is arguable. Then students will create their own checklist and submit it for instructor's evaluation. This task builds on all knowledge and reflection skills developed in the tutorial and serves as the final assignment of the tutorial. The subject matter expert for this project is a specialist in writing, ideally a researcher in areas of linguistics and psychology, with some expertise on the development of writing abilities in a variety of populations. So there will be some questions for subject matter expert, such as what are the most effective ways to help students understand their mistakes? What are the most common reasons for different types of mistakes? What does the research show about students' abilities to improve their own skills in relation to writing? And what kind of feedback motivates students to improve their writing, and what kind deters them from improvement? So the subject matter expert will be involved in formulating some of the explanations around most common writing mistakes. The tutorial has 3 objectives. The first objective is to understand instructors' feedback on students' writing. This objective will be evaluated using the first quiz, which is based on the first 10 minutes of a tutorial. So it is a quiz that asks students about what is a rubric, how to understand a rubric, how to understand editing markings, and the terms that instructors use. So this quiz will be graded automatically by the learning management system. The second objective is to diagnose the type of students' most common mistakes. So this will be a writing type quiz that will measure this objective. The quiz will be based on a personality type quiz. An example of a writing type that this quiz will provide is an argument Godzilla or grammar eliminator. So this would be a writing type for a student who conquers their audience by strong and logical arguments, but doesn't pay attention to accurate grammatical constructions. So the quiz will be formulated in kind of humorous and fun language to increase students' motivation and also their self-understanding. Finally, objective number 3 is to create an action plan for improvement and a checklist for editing future writing work. So this will be measured by the development of a personalized checklist based on students' new understanding of their writing strengths and weaknesses. This will be the final assignment in the tutorial, and it will be evaluated by the instructor who runs the tutorial. And the checklist will include the actions that are appropriate for a specific type of students' writing and the mistakes that they make. This project is developed using ADDIE design model. So the first action in the plan is to work with the subject matter expert to identify current situation and to understand existing research on the psychology of writing. Based on that information, we will design the assignments and create a prototype for this tutorial, which we will bring to the Teaching and Learning Board for revision. After that, we will develop the tutorial itself using the feedback from the board, and we will run a pilot and test the tutorial. After that, we will implement the project and run the tutorial. We will work with the instructors on evaluation of this tutorial while it is being run. And in the end, we will run 2 surveys, one immediately after the completion of the tutorial, another one 2 months later. So the students taking the survey will tell us how they feel about improving their writing, whether it has helped them or not. And after that evaluation, we will see whether we need to change anything in this tutorial. So thank you for your attention.